Hello again. Well, I don't know if you've been watching any of my other videos, but one thing I've been thinking about doing is setting up a vintage system using stuff from the 70s. And an issue I've had with that is that I tend to do a lot of my listening, probably most of my listening, through headphones, primarily because there's a bit of a sort of 20 decibel difference between what I consider sort of standard volume for listening and what my wife considers to be standard volume for listening. And fair dues, it is probably difficult if she's because given that my system's upstairs, if I'm up there listening to, I don't know, Deep Purple or something, and she's downstairs trying to listen to Downton Abbey, I can see the problem. Anyway, so I've been thinking about headphones that are vintage, and the problem is if you're going to get some headphones that are, I don't know, 40 or 50 years old or something, they're probably on someone's head for a lot of that time. They're probably a bit manky. I have to say, I did used to have some headphones in the 70s and 80s. I think there was Sennheiser, it's probably in the 80s, HD 420s, I think, and they're sort of yellow cups. And I absolutely loved them, but it's a shame that they don't do them anymore. So anyway, looking at vintage headphones, I think I've got a couple of choices. My Grados kind of look vintage, but actually they're not. So I kind of discounted that. There are kind of headphones that sort of coelacanth-like haven't changed for years. They've been in production for possibly since the 80s. Here I'm thinking of things like the Cos Porta Pro. So that's something I might think about. However, what I've done is I've bought these, and these are the Philips Electret stereo headphone N6325s. I haven't had great luck with electrets in the past, because I don't know if you've seen my Mitchell and Johnson reviews, and I had a bit of worry about buying them. I mean, I've always, I think the best speakers I've ever heard was in a demonstration, and it was for quad electrostatics, and I thought they were incredible. The sound stage was so solid and not at all connected to the speakers. Electrets are kind of similar in that I understand it, and someone may be able to explain this better than I can. But as I understand it, is that electrostatic speakers require a sort of a charge we put on them, and so you get things like Stax headphones have got a sort of a plug-in sort of charger, whereas electrets, I understand, have the kind of static charge already there, which it says can decay over time. So I don't. So this maybe they won't work. But these are apparently new old stock, and they're about 40 years old. And indeed, I've looked at my Hi-Fi magazine here, and it says here that the other Philips did 5 headphones back in 1981, and these were the fourth up. They started at £5 each, and these are the fourth up at £20 each. So let's see what we get. So as I say, there's apparently new old stock vintage 40-year-old headphones. Let's see what they're like. I feel a bit like Howard Carter. Anyway. Right, so let's see what you get. Well, they do indeed appear to be, being new. Yes, they're actually in pretty good condition. They're very plasticky, and they don't seem to have much padding around the ear cups, but they do have a bit further up, and they're somewhat slightly stiff to pull out, but they seem to be in pretty good condition. And they've got some kind of, they've got a standard plug and some kind of box here. I'm not really sure whether that's to do with electric mechanism. Anyway, let's have a look at the instruction guide, which is slightly dusty. See what that says. blah, blah, blah. English, high quality, hi-fi DIN standard, lightweight. You can get them with a 5-pole DIN adapter, but this is standard. Ear shell on the left, reduces the left channel, ear shell on the right one. So it's not hugely informative. I mean, but having said that, because I don't think today's one's more informative. Only they've got, they're probably all pages of how you can harm yourself and then, say don't stick this up your nostril and that sort of thing that they have. Anyway, so I'm going to give these a go, and if they work, I shall get back to you at some point in the future and let you know what I think of them. That was of interest. Thanks for watching.